An activity now called Is Innovation, Is It Rocket Science? And this activity, we're going to be working in breakout rooms. So let me go ahead and launch Pear Deck again. I'm going to give you a new code this time. These slides, when you have access to them, you can just copy them. If you've never used Pear Deck before, it's just a Google extension. If you use Google Slides, it's also a PowerPoint extension, an add-on that you can get for PowerPoint or an add-on for Google Slides. And it allows you to make any of your slides interactive. And there is a free version for teachers. So, and if you do that, then these slides work with Pear Deck. It's just a polling tool. I know there's other Nearpod and other ways that you can make your slides include polls, and so you don't have to use Pear Deck, but these slides come with that. So go ahead again, go to joinpd.com and enter the code you see on the screen. And I'm going to go ahead and enter it into our group chat. There we go. As you're getting connected, if you need that code, it's in the top corner of the screen. And it's also in the Zoom chat, joinpd.com. So the first thing I'd like you to do once you get into those slides is tell me what the difference is between invention and innovation. When you hear those two words, what do you think the difference is between invention and innovation? If you can't connect for some reason to Pear Deck, you can always enter in the Zoom chat too. Good. It looks like we have everybody in Pear Deck. Awesome. I'm going to start putting some of those responses up so we can see. Invention is created. Innovation is not created. Invention is creating something new. Innovation is improving on something already invented. Let's see. Invention is something tangible. Innovation is an idea. Interesting. Invention is the result of innovation, somebody said. Invention may include a new product, but to me, innovation involves creating a new process. What else do we have here? Invention is a new product. Innovation is creating new ideas on those inventions. Lots of similar ideas to that, it looks like here. I see little difference between the concepts. Helpful. Not sure. Invention is to create something, whereas innovation is to improve on something with a question mark. Invention is to make. Innovation is to make better. Okay. Entrepreneurship, risk, then taking the risk-taking, then adding value. All right, thank you for your helpful responses. Our definition of invention, like many of you said, would be an invention would be a new product or process, while an innovation would be the introduction of an invention into a use that has economic value. So I don't know if you've seen before. I remember looking at an exhibit of at one of the Smithsonian museums in DC. I think it was the American History Museum, and they had all these inventions of Thomas Edison. And not all some of these inventions, one of them was a doll, a talking doll. It looked like something out of a horror movie. It was definitely before its time. That wasn't, it was an invention, but there was really no innovation that made it have value in the marketplace at the time, compared to the light bulb, for example, which definitely had a value in the marketplace. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an activity. We're going to put you into groups, and I want you to guess where the product was invented. Guess whether the inventions you've been given were developed in a socialist economy or a capitalist or market-driven economy. And so to do this, let me make sure, this is the slide you're going to see. I'm going to give you the link to this. Let me share. These are team slides. Copy the link. Go back here. I'm going to put it in the chat. So everybody go to the Zoom chat and click on that link. And it's going to drop you into our team slides here. And it's going to put everybody on slide number 1. But when I send you away to breakout rooms, I want you to move to the slide that has the same breakout room number. So if you're sent to breakout room 2, you would go to slide 2. If you're sent to breakout room 7, move to slide 7. Okay, don't everybody stay on slide 1. Only breakout room 1 is going to stay on slide 1. And then you'll see the inventions at the bottom of the slide. You're just going to drag those into the appropriate box. Okay, any questions? Okay, I'm going to send you away to your breakout rooms. Let me get back. Breakout rooms. All right, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Ready? It looks like everybody's back. And so we're just going to go through your slides and see what we notice. This was team 1, breakout group 1. And it looks like we put everything under capitalist economy. Oh, let me get over here and just mute everybody. There we go. Okay, and then they put the computer under a socialist economy. Here we have similar, everything under capitalist for group 2, except they put space travel in the socialist economy. This one had space travel and computer for the socialist economy. This group had space travel, not the computer, but insulin, laser, and penicillin for the socialist economy. This one had space travel and penicillin. This one same, except they added laser also for the socialist economy. Space travel and laser. So we're seeing a lot of space travel with some different combinations here. And the last group had space travel on socialist economy and everything else on the capitalist economy. So let's actually go and see what the answers are. It was space travel. That was the socialist economy. So most of you are right. Most of these were market economy. They were invented in market economies. And I included in this slide the country and the year that you'll see. We have anywhere from 1903 to 1971 are the years. Penicillin was one that was people questioned. That was actually from Scotland in 1928. Another one that came up was insulin. We saw people not knowing about insulin. That actually came from Canada in 1921. The laser was the United States in 1957. Why do you think so many important inventions of the 20th century in the 1900s were invented in capitalist or market-based economies? What do you think? Go ahead and write your answers in Pear Deck. Go back to your phone or your other window where you have Pear Deck open. Give me some of your responses. Looks like we have one of our participants in the waiting room, Debbie. Okay, I'm going to put some of your answers up to see what we have here. Market economies motivate entrepreneurship, they're profit motivated. IP laws gave them monopoly power over sales. Interesting. People need to be incentivized. There was incentive to innovate because means of growth were not in state control. The 20th century because of wars, but not sure about market-based economy part. There are incentives in place and property rights to sell your invention in capitalist economies. Freedom, incentives, and opportunities for profit. Somebody said the invisible hand, the funding. What else we have here? The need where there, and the money, because of incentives for profit, competition and profit. Here somebody says capitalist, sure, but because our government funded a lot of the US inventions. Let's see, there was energy and excitement about newness in market economies. So much is related to competition more broadly in the Cold War and post-World War II era. Money, market economies, entrepreneurship. Okay, very helpful. What we're going to do is we're going to run our own little experiment, and we're going to make a list. I'm going to send you back to the same groups. And I want you to make a list of 4 to 6 important inventions of the 21st century. So 2000 plus, and so I know we're only 24 years into this century, but include any inventions that have resulted, so include any innovations that have resulted from that invention. Now, I know sometimes it's going to be hard to determine, is that an invention or an innovation? Because a lot of inventions were still developments or improvements of other innovations. And so it's okay. Don't get hung up on whether it was invention or innovation. But if you specifically think of, innovations that came even after that, I'm not going to give you ideas. I want you to include those. And then this is where you can use Google. I want you to use Google and include who the inventor was and where it was invented, if you can find that information. So once you come up with an invention that you think was important, one of the most important inventions we've had so far since 2000, where was it invented and who was the inventor? Okay, so you're going to use a team slide that looks like this. You're going to include the invention on the left, any subsequent innovations that happened from that invention, you're going to include in the middle, and then who and where was that did that invention take place in the right. And again, let me get the link here. Yeah, I'll put it in the Zoom chat. So everybody go to the Zoom chat and click on that link. It's going to drop you into the team slides. It's going to put everybody on slide 1. But again, you're going to go to the same breakout room that you're assigned to. So if you already remember, we were breakout room 3, you can go to slide 3. If you don't remember, you'll notice when you're sent there what breakout room it is. Okay? Any questions? When you're in the breakout rooms, there's a raise your hand option. If you do have questions, you can just use that feature. And let me ask before, looks like everybody's assigned to we lost somebody. Once I send you away, whoever got kicked out and back in, I'll get you into the right room. All right, we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Everybody, I know I cut you a little short there. You would definitely give your students more time to do this activity. But we're just going to run through some of your innovations really quickly. And I'm going to start here on slide 5. And team 5, would somebody tell us, I see you have one completed with a country and you are working on crypto. So tell us about your inventions, a couple of your inventions and what you learned about them, where they were invented. Who wants to talk for team 5?
So we did finish 2.
Okay.
We just kept going back of like, what is really an invention? Where did it, like, what is the product where it really started?
Okay.
And we kept going back to like some things were really invented in the 90s. So this is why we're a little bit behind on our slide. But
that's okay.
Smartphones,
good debate.
Smartphones for us were like their own invention, like, a definite improvement enough on a cell phone to be its own invention.
Okay.
So, and we said it's coming from the US about 2004, 2005. And smartphones, all the innovations that come with it are all the things that link to smartphones. So,
Okay.
improvements with GPS, like streaming, social media, online banking, everything being in an app, like that is like the chain that comes with it. And then we had started blockchain as the invention, and then meaning like crypto came from it because, it had a way to like send money in a secure manner. And I'm pretty sure it was invented in Japan. I just didn't have time to type it in yet.
Yeah, it's actually a mystery. People really aren't really sure who or where the creator was, where they were from, or who it was. So let's go to group 4. Somebody from group 4, tell us about a couple of yours that haven't been shared yet. This can be Emily, Kay Stanton, Melissa Kelly, or Victoria.
I did the birth control patch.
Okay.
And I was not finding anything quickly regarding subsequent innovations, but yeah, that was an American invention. New Jersey was where it's attributed from. Yeah.
Okay. And what else? Tell us one more.
I did the robotic body parts, and I felt kind of weird putting that in there as a 21st century invention. I was focused more on the 3D printed bionic hands and affordability, and the robotic body parts as a 1970s kid. I'm thinking $6 Million Man. Oh, that doesn't maybe fit. But then it said Joel Jabard and Samantha Payne founded this Open Bionics as their company in the UK, and that would be 2014.
All right, and it was the UK. Let's go to group 3. Tell us about one or two of yours that haven't been shared yet. Group 3 is Jennifer, Maggie, Janice, and Rachel.
I will. Of course, well, and we went back and forth because it's hard to tell. I mean, it made us think really hard about whether it was an invention or an innovation. So we thought Facebook, which Facebook Marketplace came out of it. So that was like advertising, marketing, innovations. Of course, Zuckerberg in 2004. Then we have iPhones. And we were thinking the Android was kind of an innovation from the iPhone. So, and that would be Steve Jobs in 2007.
Okay. And then you guys also had social media on there, which I saw some others have, that people have different ideas about who the creator of social media was. I think Tom Anderson in MySpace, you could definitely make the case for that. Okay, group 2, I'm just going to show you their slide for the sake of time. They've got Tesla on here, virtual reality is another one we see, and AI, and several subsequent innovations related to AI. But if we look at some of the countries, let's see if you guys have any countries listed here. I'm not seeing country. I'm seeing names you found. We'll look at group 1. They have some that we've seen, some new ones, GPS that came out of the USA, Bluetooth that came out of Sweden. Oh, remember the iPod. Let's go back to group 8, electric vehicles and batteries and the improvements in batteries that have come from that. Group 7, you guys very thorough, came up with quite a few. And you have some countries here, 3D printers from Brooklyn, New York. Here's China for social media and TikTok, or Singapore, however you want to see that. We've got, let's see, smartphones, IBM, that would be in the United States. And you have AI coming out of UK in the 1950s. And I think that, and then we haven't seen group 6 yet. This is group 6. So look, several US inventions, looks like all of these except digital currency. Again, we have heard this name, Satoshi Nakamoto, but we weren't sure of, it's a kind of an anonymous person there. So if I were to go back here to our Pear Deck slides, do you notice any of the same trends in the 21st century invention that you noticed with the 20th? And I think you can already see that a lot of these inventions are coming out of market-based economies even today. So there's a second part to this activity we don't have time to do in this workshop, but it can be done virtually or in person. And you put the students into groups of teams or into teams, and you have them solve a mystery. And this mystery uses the historical case study of the Soviet Union. And you set up, the Soviet Union and kind of tell them about where they were, how scientifically advanced they were. They had one of the most educated populations in the world. They devoted a significant amount of their GDP to scientific research. Yet at the same time, their standard of living was like half that of the United States. And half the hospitals had no sewers, and 80% had no hot water. And so the mystery is, given their resources and their intelligence, why weren't the Soviets rich? And then they're given some mystery clues that look like this. You would, in the classroom setting, you would have them cut up into strips, and you would give them a stack of clues. And their job is to sort these clues into these categories. Clues that, where it says step 2 here, clues that provide information about people's response to incentives, those that provide information about property rights, and those that provide information about markets, profit, and competition, and how those shape incentives. And then they have to solve the mystery and try to do it in one sentence, kind of like name that tune. Try to name that tune with the fewest notes possible. Try to solve this mystery or explain this solution to the mystery in one sentence. And I usually tell students they could do 2 or 3 if they need, or teachers, because we like to use lots of words. It's hard to do even in one sentence. And so they use those historical clues to which it tell you all kinds of interesting things that were going on in the Soviet Union at that time, to solve this mystery about why, even though they had so many resources and so much knowledge, that didn't translate to economic well-being and higher standards of living. So that's activity 3 that is all about innovation, inventions, and productivity. Any questions so far? Okay, we're going to take a break. Let me go back to our agenda here. And this will be our longer lunch break if you need your extended break. And so we will come back at 40 after the hour, okay? So just watch your clock. So it's 2:40 if you're Eastern time, or whatever that means for what time zone you're in. We'll come back at 40 after the hour. All right, we'll see you soon.